While Mrs. Esther Barak steps onto the stage, I would like to say on behalf of the team arranging the conference that it's quite remarkable that everyone is here today. Typically when you start a conference, you say it's a pleasure to be here today, it's an honor. It's not that at all, it's our obligation. We are thankful for everyone who showed up today. And after this interview, we're going to break into sessions with entrepreneurs and startups here today. So I'd like to invite all the startup entrepreneurs who are present to stand up and to acknowledge and thank everyone here right now. So all entrepreneurs, please stand. Right after this interview, you're going to have the session where you can meet them personally, so please, I encourage you to do so. All right. The wonderful and unique Mrs. Esther Barak. Thank you for coming, and please share with the audience, other than being the founder of FLORA Ventures, a co-founder, a distinguished board member, investor, volunteer, and many other titles. Who are you, Esther?
Okay, let's do it short because everybody is so tired and I want them to hear the startup, so we're not going to take it long. But yeah, so I'm now managing FLORA Ventures, which is a sustainability fund investing in early stage companies in food tech and agri-tech. I will not elaborate about it. You heard an amazing lecture about climate tech, so it's enough. I want to talk a little bit about my nonprofit activity because this is relevant for October 7th. First of all, Izhar Shai is a very good friend and colleague, and I heard about his loss of Yaron the first day of the war, together with another son of a very good friends, and I was shocked. And I said, okay, this is terrible. And I think I was so inspired by Izhar and what he was, and the way he was talking about it, and the way he was reacting to it. And I said, I must do something. And I looked at myself and I said, what am I good at? And I'm very active with women for many, many years. And I decided that this is the time to pick up my network and to call everybody for help. And the help was, we want to bring back the kidnapped families, children, elderly, women, men, everybody. And I committed all my time since then to this mission by actually creating a group of network of women all over the world, from many, many, many countries, from Australia, New Zealand, Europe, the United States, everyone. And the idea is try to reach out to as many high positions in order to influence. And of course, you know, 2 or almost 3 months later now, we know some of the results, but my group, by the way, is called Women United for Humanity. I have 2 partners that are also from the IDF, and they were many, many years in a very secret unit working with Iran and all kinds of other countries. And together we were like giving missions and roles to the women, and they were supposed to call back and on a personal level try to react. And we really did a lot of amazing stuff that I can elaborate.
So on that, I wanted to touch on something that I think is common to everyone here, Restart Israel. What does that mean? It's so saturated in meaning. There's so many things to say and do about Restart Israel. I would like to hear from you in terms of the fields that you're involved in, agri-tech and food tech and sustainability altogether. What are you doing specifically with the kibbutzes in Israel, which are communities, and so many of them up in the south and the north? So what have you been doing in the field.
Okay, thank you. So actually, my fund is sponsored, one of my anchor investors are the organization of the kibbutzim. So the kibbutz, you know, it's a village, and many of them were suffering during this last war because they were the people that were murdered, kidnapped, raped, and et cetera, et cetera. So they are one of my partners, and there are 220 kibbutzim. Most of them are my partners. And suddenly they had to, you know, this is what happened. And I don't know what's going to happen from now on, but I knew that they left their animals, their homes were burned, they're destroyed, and you saw all the pictures, so I don't have to elaborate. And they ran away, actually. And so there are many things, I don't want to take responsibility of anything, but I want to say there are many things that are being done in order to help. My activity was also to bring them mental health. So I brought money from millions of dollars of money from the States to all those people that were actually taking away from their homes, their business and everything. And I was actually bringing them money for psychiatrists, for mental health, et cetera, et cetera. But you have to understand that there were other activities that were started, like a group that created, my partner is part of this group that was creating a venture that will invest in the activity in the South because they are the innovator of agriculture, etc. So there's so many innovation activities that are being done in Israel nowadays since October 7th that it's really kind of, you know, amazing to see our country.
So one last question, heart to heart. We are all here because we are people who, when we fall like seeds. And Restart Israel. And next October, it talks about we fall like a seed, and we bounce back, and we fight back, and we get on our feet, and we move on, because we believe in chance, and our game is not the game of war, it's the game of hope. So with that, I'd like to ask you if we can address, this is pretty much the last thing we say before we break for the sessions, what, given the holiday and given this wonderful initiative, what do you wish for, what do you want to ask people here to think about? What do they want, you want them to come away with when you think about your agenda, Israel's agenda, all together? Your philosophy for...
Well, nowadays it's very difficult for me to kind of mention one philosophy. I'm part of a group that is called also Ray of Hope, so hope. But there's so many things to do. One thing that I'm very certain about, Israel is an innovation place with a lot of creative people, so I believe that the investments in Israel will continue, they will not stop. Neither will I stop investing in startups with my fund and other families that I'm representing, and I really think that this is not going to stop. This will never stop because there's a lot of reasons why that is, and maybe we can read it in Startup Nation in the book, but really believe Israel is very strong in innovation, and it will never stop. It will never stop, and you should continue to come and look for startups. And regarding why I went to climate and agri-tech and food tech, because this is the next very strong thing on earth. Now it is here to stay, like cybersecurity, fintech, etc. This is now the time for agri-tech.
You heard her in her words. Thank you so much, and let's break.